Hey, everybody. Welcome, man. Listen, do y'all see the new overlay? Man, thank you, Brother Ray. Thank you, Pastor Ray. Thank you, my brother. I love it. Listen, right now, invite people. Tonight's gonna be crazy. I've got this amazing piece I'm doing tonight on standing out. So I'm gonna join you. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna invite some people to jump on because tonight is like that. I can't wait, man. So everybody join me. Invite someone to jump on. Invite someone to jump on. I wanna be helpful tonight. I want to be super helpful tonight. And so if you don't mind, invite others to join us. It's gonna be all of that. It's gonna be all of that tonight. I promise you, it's gonna be all of that tonight. So everybody invite someone. I'm just kind of inviting some different people tonight. Because I believe tonight is going to set people free and it's going to call people to their next level. And so I want to invite people tonight. So help me take a minute and just invite. Let me see. I got a couple of more people and then I'll get rocking and rolling. How about that? All right. Tonight's going to be amazing. Yes, sir. I'm reaching out. I'm finding me some people tonight to invite. I don't want anybody to miss tonight. In fact, I'm going to invite some of my kids on right now. Yes, sir. I'm going to invite some of my family on right now. All right. To invite. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Okay, we about to jump start it. Here we go. All right. Very good. First of all, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining E3. Thank you, Pastor Ray, for helping me make this thing look excellent. Everybody share this. If I can get all of you to share it, if we can have a ton of shares, that would be amazing tonight. Because what I want to do tonight is I want to talk about standing out. I want to talk about how does someone stand out? Now, here's what's crazy. None of us have been created to fit in. That's why we're all unique, right? None of us have been created to fit in. We've all been created to stand out, right? So I want everybody to put in the thread, I'm created to stand out. We've all been created to stand out. Every last one of us have been created to stand out. None of us have been created to fit in. Fitting in is not who we're supposed to be. We are all supposed to stand out. Every last one of us is supposed to be so unique until we literally change the game. I mean, who we are, where we are, and what we do, we change the game. I decided just to invite a whole bunch of people tonight. All of us have been created to stand out. And because we've all been created to stand out, when we fit in, we work against God's dynamic will and God's creative purpose for our existence. Okay? Make sure that you all get this. None of us have been created to fit in. We've all been created to stand out. Okay? There's this amazing quote by Dr. Seuss. It's a simple quote, but it's an amazing quote by Dr. Seuss. Here it is. What's the point of fitting in when we were meant to stand out? What's the point of fitting in when we were meant to stand out? The powerful thing is that each of us must understand that we are not supposed to be controlled by the crowd. We are not supposed to be controlled by the crowd. We are not supposed to be under the authority of the crowd opinion or the court of opinion, as Dr. Man, it was one of my professors. Oh, I can't think of his name now. He used to always use this phrase, the court of opinion. We've all been created to live in this extraordinary, amazing place where we take risks, where we live beyond the boundaries, and where we exist beyond the limits. Watch this. There's this amazing quote. It says, "Don't run with the crowd, fly with the stars." Don't run with the crowd, fly with the stars. Right? You were not born to impress the world. You are not born to impress the world. You were born to change the world. You were not born just to impress the world. You were born to change the world. And so I believe that all of us have been created to stand out. Now, some people stand out by acting bad. Some people stand out by being loud and rude. But that's not what I mean by standing out. I'm going to give you three expressions of standing out, right? And then I'm going to walk you through some traits of people who stand out and what makes them amazing. Here's the first thing. A person who stands out is a high performer in their present context or industry. Make sure that you put in the thread high performer. A person who stands out is a high performer, okay? You know, you look at LeBron James, you look at Tom Brady. In their industry, they stand out, right? In their industry, they stand out. They are so extraordinary until in their industry, in their sphere. And here's the mistake you're making. You're trying to be respected in multiple spheres, when the reality is you haven't even mastered being a high performer in the sphere that you're created to exist in, right? I can try to be a high performer as a golfer. I can try to be a high performer over here, but I'm created to be a pastor and to be a preacher. And if I don't perform at a high level in that, then I will never have the opportunity to benefit from all of the perks and privileges that come with being a high performer. Someone who stands out is a high performer. But here's the other thing. A person who stands out can be someone who is a creator of something that is innovative. A creator of something that is innovative, right? Listen, Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook. He now is able to go and stand in front of the Congress and to influence government and influence politics because he's a creator of something innovative. Steve Jobs, he was a creator of something innovative. Go back and look at all of the great creators, many of them African Americans. They were innovators and they created something. You can create something that is so extraordinary until the world will seek you out. You can create something that is so amazing until the world will seek you out. Quincy Jones hasn't sung a song since whenever, but he's an innovator. He was an innovator and he stood out and people chose to come to him and people chose to interact with him. Why? Because standout people are people who are creators of something innovative. But here's the third thing. What causes you to stand out is that you provide a skill that improves the quality of life for others. You provide a skill that improves the quality of life for others. When you become a standout person, it is because you have a skill. Watch this. This skill is perfected. All of us talk about David against Goliath, but here's the thing that was so amazing about David. David was a man who perfected a skill, the sling. And when it was an opportunity for this moment to occur, because he had perfected a skill. What skill are you perfecting? What skill are you perfecting? What are you working on behind closed doors? What are you working on that nobody else is seeing you work on? What are you working on? What are you investing your energy and your time in? What are you giving yourself to? What are you working on? Years ago, a young man by the name of Meacham Clark. Some of you will know him. Meacham Clark was a young man who used to be the minister of music at our church. One of the most interesting and intriguing things about Meacham is that Meacham would practice the organ in the darkness of the sanctuary. He would practice the organ with all the lights off. I'm not sure if he still does that, but that was always amazing to me, because my office was just above the sanctuary and I could hear the organ being played, and it was always Meacham playing in the dark. Great people know what to do with the darkness. They perfect their skill. The darkness is a great place to perfect your skill. When no one's watching you, when no one's putting the demand on you, when no one is expecting anything from you other than to try, it is there where you perfect your skill. And so watch this. Those who stand out are high performers in their present context or industry. Those who stand out are creators of something that is innovative, but those who stand out provide a skill that improves the quality of life for others. Watch this. So how do you become a person who stands out? Here it is. The first thing I want to suggest, and I've got several of them, but I'm going to move through them quickly. The first one is that you become a second mile person. A second mile person. What does that mean? When you become a second mile person, you want to know what that really means? It means that you go beyond what others are expecting. You work harder than anybody else. You give the effort no one else gives. You give away things other folk are not willing to give away. You give the effort no one else is willing to give. And you do it at such a level of consistency until people say, that brother, that sister needs to be highlighted and celebrated. Listen, Dennis Rodman couldn't shoot. Dennis Rodman couldn't dribble, but Dennis Rodman could rebound. And they said rebounding is the one skill in the NBA that every great team has. But watch this. They said, but the reason why he was a great rebounder was because he worked harder than everybody else. He worked harder than everybody else. That's the importance of being the second mile person. You work harder than anybody else at marriage. You work harder than anybody else at being a great communicator. You work harder than anybody else. In this pandemic, I've worked harder than almost anybody else. I have worked harder than anybody else. I have been on almost every day, every week, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. I've been on doing something. Why? Because I believe that if I put the work in, the work will work for me. I believe if I put the work in, the work will work for me. Make sure you put that in the thread. I work and the work works. Second mile. Here's the second thing. A person who stands out offers their gifts and talents to advance vision. A person who stands out offers their gifts and talents to advance vision. A person who stands out is the person that says, listen, let me volunteer my gift to make this better. Let me show you what I'm capable of doing. Here's the one thing I've discovered. You can start at the bottom, but if you perfect your skill and then offer it, listen, the great story is told about Sean Combs, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call it, right? The story is told that he got his break giving away his gift. He volunteered for Russell Simmons. He volunteered to work for Russell Simmons for free. He gave away his gift. And now he's one of the most powerful men out here. Here's one of the most amazing things. Most of you attach a monetary value to something that has no reputation. Don't miss what I just said. You attach a monetary value to something that has no reputation. There comes a point you got to look great people in the eye and say to them, I will work for you for free for a season. Let me prove myself to you. And if you let me prove myself, I will become your most valuable employee. And eventually I will become someone that you will release to change the world. I'm telling you that the reason why so many young adults or millennials are not where they want to be is because they don't understand how to offer their vision, offer their gifts and talents to advance the vision of others. I'm doing that even now. I'm offering my gifts and talents with no financial requirement. And God is doing amazing things for me. I never talk money. I always talk opportunity. Money takes care of itself. But here's the third thing. You got to learn to live courageous. People who stand out, they live courageous. John Maxwell has this amazing quote. He said, courage is not the absence of fear. It is doing what you are afraid to do, letting go of the familiar and forging ahead into new territory. What I have discovered is that the best leaders have the courage to act, are willing to take the risk, make the statement, point the way, lead the way when others hesitate out of fear. Effective leadership requires the ability, you ready, to stand up, stand out, and the conviction to do it. I have never known a successful leader that was not courageous. Many of you are amazing people, but you're only amazing in the boundaries that you control. You are not living in a place where you're creating a posture where people say, I want to hang out with Brandon Mack. I want to hang out with Scott Cotton. I want to hang out with LaJona. Any of you who understand Osborne, the genius of great people, what you understand is that they're not afraid to stand out, and they're not afraid to stand up, and they're not afraid to take risks, and they're not afraid to transcend the boundaries and the barriers of people. They understand that being great is about more than fitting in. It's about being a transformational leader. Here's the other thing. Y'all getting this? I want you to write this one down. Be a go-to person. Ray Robson, I need you to make sure you get this, because this is what you have become to me. You become a go-to person. What is a go-to person? Well, let's use another sports analogy. Right now, the most effective and impactful basketball player is Steph Curry. I don't care what nobody say. Steph Curry is the man. Steph Curry is the man. He's the man. I need everybody to get this. Steph Curry is the man. But you want to know what's amazing about Steph Curry? When there's a need to take a shot, Steph Curry's the one that takes it. When there's a need to get the big shot, they throw the ball to Steph Curry because he's the go-to guy. When there's a project on your job, does your boss turn to you? When there's a new project to be achieved, does your boss turn to you? Or let me show you what Ray Robson does. Whenever I share vision or an idea, he's the first one to call me to say, hey, tell me what you're hearing and tell me how I can help. And let me tell you what I'm hearing. Let me tell you something. Go-to people create space for themselves. They become so excellent in performance until that's the person that people turn to. That's the person that people say, I want them to be on my team and I want them to help me. You can become so excellent. You ready to shout? You can become so excellent and so amazing until people will search you out of the crowd because they see you as unique and different, and they can't box you in, so they give you freedom to explore. Go be the go-to person, the person that leaders turn to because they believe in you. Here's the other thing. Be authentic. Be authentic. I ain't got time to dig deep into these, but be authentic. There's this amazing quote. Weeds blend in, roses stand out. Whoo! Weeds blend in, but roses stand out. Here's the other thing that makes you stand out. When you serve others, but you do it with a positive, pleasant attitude. I've seen people who have served others, but their attitude is so nasty until people say, I don't even want you to help me anymore. I'll just go over here. Have you ever gone somewhere to eat, right? And the person was so nasty that was serving you until you asked for another server, or you change lines? Why? Because when you serve with a nasty attitude, you repel people even if you're doing a good thing. So service has to come with a positive, pleasant attitude. When you're positive and pleasant, you stand out. People remember positive people. People remember pleasant people. My family and I went out to eat, recently, and the young lady who was our server was so good until I gave her the best tip I could. I gave her the best tip I could. You want to know why? Because she was so good. When you serve people with a right attitude, you will be amazed at how doors open. Service to others with the right attitude. But here's the other one. Be different. Be different. That goes to being authentic. Be different. Man, when you're different and when you're authentic, you stand out. You stand out. Your product stands out. What you do stands out. You stand out. Anita Roderick once wrote, whatever you do, be different. If you're different, you will stand out. Whatever you do, be different. And if you're different, you'll stand out. Here's another one. Be a thought leader. I can speak to this. People say all the time, oh, John Guns is one of the greatest minds in the kingdom of God today. Well, you know what? Reality is the fact that my brother taught me something very powerful. He taught me the value of reading. Scott Cotton has been with me 25 years, but he's been on staff with me 24 years. I put that in him, and now Cotton is a reader. And the power of being a reader, you ready, is that you are never bound by anything. When you are a reader, you're never bound by anything. When you are a reader, you're never bound by anything. Reading expands you. When your mind is free, your body, though in prison, will never be able to control you. When your mind is free, when you are a thought leader, when you think big, when you think global, when you think macro, okay? When you think beyond the box of your own experience, man, the things that happen. Be creative. That's the next one. People who are creative stand out. People who are creative, man, I'm having more fun tonight than y'all are. People who are creative stand out. People who are creative. Lift the lid and go after it. Lift the lid and go after it. Lift the lid and go after it. Open yourself up to possibilities. And listen, and even open yourself up to possibilities that may bring criticism. Open yourself up to possibilities that may bring criticism. People who stand out are people who are creative. They live in a different sphere. But here's the other one. People who stand out develop the ability to be good communicators. They're really great communicators. I've used this quote before, but it's an amazing quote by Yuhadi Bird. Yuhadi Bird. Here's what he writes. Words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. We can choose to use this force constructively with words of encouragement, or destructively using words of despair. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. Wow. Everybody put in the thread. Words matter. People who stand out are people who are great communicators. What makes me different from anybody else? I work at communication. I work at verbal communication. I work at nonverbal communication. I work at written communication. Words matter. Your words matter. How many times have you lifted somebody's spirit with a compliment or an inspirational word? But how many times have you tore down people with a discouraging word? That's why certain people, I can only deal with them so long. My face will change when they start talking, because immediately I'm going to hear negativity or criticism or this or that, and I've gotten to a point where I can't expose myself to that every day. So I guard myself, because I've discovered words matter, body language matter. And so people who stand out are great communicators, are empowering communicators. That's why the whole life coaching industry is a $1 billion industry. Life coaching, inspirational speakers There are millionaires made from just talking to people. Words matter. And you can make millions of dollars just talking to people. People who stand out are great communicators. But here's the other thing. People who stand out are people who practice gratitude. Wow. They practice gratitude. They practice gratitude. Gratitude comes out of you and it draws other people to you. Gratitude comes out of you and it draws other people to you. That when you are a person of gratitude, you draw other people to you. It's amazing to watch people who are excited about their life, and that excitement comes out of them and it draws people. It comes out of them and people are drawn to them. Practice gratitude. For 40 days during Lent, I didn't call nobody no fast. For 40 days, I wanted people to do one thing: find a good reason to be grateful every day. Because I figured if they did it 40 days, they would do it the 41st day. And here's what I discovered. At the end of the day, when you practice gratitude, you live a different life, a better life. Here's the next one. Get to know people's names who influence your next season. Get to know people's names who influence your next season. One of the most amazing things you can do is to connect to people who are connected. Yes, I said it. People who stand out are sometimes people who are connected to people who stand out. Yes, I need you to get it. People who stand out are sometimes connected to people who stand out. That when you're connected to somebody who stands out, that means that people think that you stand out too. Listen, everybody, listen at the friend circle of people like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade. Have you noticed something? They're all great basketball players, right? But they all stand out. But their relationships with each other makes them stand out, right? The fact that Dwayne Wade is the best friend of LeBron James makes everybody go, man, Dwayne Wade is the best friend of LeBron James, man. That's great. That's incredible. When you are connected to people who stand out, that means that you also are going to stand out. So you got to be prepared for what it means to stand out. I got two more and then I'm done. You ready? Here's the next one. Dream big and execute a plan that causes it to happen. People who stand out are big dreamers, man. They stand out. Listen, I don't do a lot of quoting of the Bible doing E3, but I'm telling you that Joseph story is my story. It's my story. I love Joseph. And here's why. The boy's dream was so phenomenal until it made other people not like him, but eventually, because of the size of his dream, he was able to say, y'all meant it for evil, but God took it and made it good. You got to be a dreamer, and you got to be someone in your dreaming who executes life. There's this amazing quote. Dream while others are sleeping. Dare while others are wishing. Do while others are talking. And deliver while others are quitting. Man, let me say it again. Dream while others are sleeping. Dare while others are wishing. Do while others are talking. And deliver while others are quitting. I want to challenge everybody tonight to do something amazing. I want you to ask yourself, what do you want the world to say about you when you're no longer here? And then I want you to go and become that. But I don't want it to be small. Like, nah, she was a nice person. No, I want you to think about something so big and so monumental until you say, man, I'm no longer here. But this is what I want the world to say about me. I want the world to say about John Guns that he was a transformational leader. I want the world to say about John Guns that he was one of the greatest men of his generation. I want the world to say about John Guns is that he impacted so many spheres of the earth until his imprint is on stuff that we didn't even think it would ever be on. I want to be that guy. Wow. Here's the last one. People who stand out are always improving. People who stand out are always improving. People who stand out are always improving. They're always improving. They're always getting better. They're always growing. They're always learning something. They're always reading something. They're always having certain conversations. They're always growing. I close with this. I taught this tonight because I don't want any of you living a life that is so beneath you until you die angry at what you did not try. You die angry at what you did not try. I want to live the kind of life that is so amazing until literally everything that I think to do, I try to do. I'm living in a season in my life right now where I just have decided, and those of you who are part of my St. Paul Church, tonight we have our leadership call, and I just decided I'm just going to live my life at a place where I'm just going to go after it. And you know what? And I no longer fear standing out. I no longer fear being unique, and I no longer fear being celebrated. But I also no longer fear being criticized, especially when you criticize me for the work. If you criticize me for my character, I got an issue. If you say I'm a bad person, yeah, we got an issue. But if you say you don't like the work I'm doing with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and young black men, then you know what? I can take that. You want to know why? Because that's your view, but it's too small for me. If you say, I don't like the way you lead St. Paul, you know what? I can deal with that because that's your view. But when you talk about my character, you are talking about the essence of my being. I want to say this to everybody listening to me. Next Sunday, I'm going to be 55 years old. I know, Mother's Day, right? Ain't that deep? Next Sunday, I'm be 55. Jesus, I wish. Next Sunday, I'm gonna be 57 years old. Next Sunday, I can't believe it. I'm gonna be 57 years old next Sunday. 57. One of the things that I have decided is that I've got this target for when I want to retire, right? Okay. But I've got this window of what I want to do. And I understand that some of what I want to do is going to make me stand out. Some of what I'm going to do is going to put me in a different stratosphere. Some of what I want to do is going to put me in a different world. Some of what I want to do is going to have me hanging out at different places with different types of people. Some of what I want to accomplish is going to require that I have to manage different kind of relationships. I am going to live a life that is above and beyond. Okay, someone just asked me, okay, here it is, Donna Miller, I'm going to come back to you because you, here it is. Dream while others are sleeping, dare while others are wishing, do while others are talking, and deliver while others are quitting. Deliver while others are quitting. I've made a decision that I'm going to aggressively go after life like I never have before. And I'm going to live in such a way until when I breathe my last breath, you can bury my body, but you won't bury my life. My body's going to go to the ground, but my words, my works, my ideas, my vision is going to walk all over the earth. And my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, whether they take ownership of it or not, it's not going to stop it. It's going to still go all over the earth. My desire is for my children to take ownership, but hey, it's going to still live. It's going to still thrive. It's going to still be great. My wife is going to still have, the freedom to walk in the authority of the life that God gave me. Can I tell you this? It's time for you to want to stand out. Stop hiding. Stop hiding. Stand out. Stop hiding. Stop being afraid to be excellent and great. Stop being afraid to be significant. Stop being afraid to be an influence. Stop being afraid to be applauded. I didn't say go after it. Don't go after applause. Go after excellence. But when it comes, don't be afraid of it. People, I hear people say, give the glory to God. God gets the glory by you being great. God gets the glory by you being great. He gets no glory from you hiding in the wine press like Gideon. This is my sermon moment now. He gets no glory with you hiding in the wine press. He gets no glory with you pushing off. You were created to stand out. You were created to be extraordinary. You were created to be the go-to person. You were created to be this authentic person. You were created to live among the stars. You were created to be influential and powerful. So stop pushing off greatness. Stop pushing it off. Where you come from is only supposed to sweeten the story you tell. All of your mistakes and failures are only supposed to cause you to rise above them. So here it is. Stand out. Stand out. Listen, some of you haven't done it yet, but I want you to join the E3 family. And here's how I want you to do it. Every week for 5 days a week, I send out a text, an inspirational text called E3, the E3 community, right? And right now on the screen, you can text E3 to 84576, E3 to 84576. You can opt in to E3. You can receive my texts, and periodically I'll send out a free download. Because it's my birthday week, I'm going to send y'all a free download by Friday. I'm going to send y'all a free download by Friday. And so right now, if you've never done it, go do it right now. Text E3 to 84576, E3 to 84576, and become a part of the E3 family. As well, I need investors. My website is about to drop, and I'm going to have to carry the weight of it. I need investors. The initial investment got me to this point, but now I need investors. And so those that want to invest in E3, I'm challenging you to sow $56. If you've already done it and you want to sow again, I don't mind. I want to challenge you by going to Cash App and typing in E3 $E3JEG. $E3JEG, and just release an investment into the building out of E3. Be great, be amazing, be extraordinary. Don't be afraid. Dream, pursue, go after, right? I used to be apprehensive and shy about doing some things. I now understand you can't build anything great if you don't have the resources to build it. And so right now, I challenge 10 people right now tonight to do it. $56. Go to E3JEG Cash App, E3JEG, and release $56 right now. Help me do the work that I'm created to do. And if you've already done it and you just want to drop another 10, another 20 to just kind of push this vision forward, I'll take it. Maybe there's somebody out there, you know what? I don't want to cheat you. Maybe there's somebody out there that wants to sow $1,000, right? $500, $250, whatever, into E3. You can go to E3JEG. Somebody that wants to just say, you know what? You bless me so much with so much content. Your stuff is so rich. And man, you are blessing me and encouraging me. You're pushing and propelling me. I want to push and propel you. So become a part of the E3 Engagers Circle, a donation. E3JEG, E3JEG. Join the work that we're doing in reaching the world. Thank you guys so much. And again, if you're that person who says, you know what, I just want to bless this work that you're doing, and listen, I'll take that $1,000, I'll take that $500, I'll take whatever it is, and we're going to invest it in building out E3 because we want to change the world. Thank you guys so much. And remember one thing, this is your season. This is your moment. Don't waste it. Don't blow it. Seize the moment, because in this season, it's time for you to stand out. So let's go stand out. Be blessed, everybody. I'll see you next Monday.